What is the most OP build for Arval in Fire Emblem Three Hopes? Arval is the final character. I have covered everyone else. Were we not, this is not the end of the series. I will be covering Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, and Shez one last time with my newfound knowledge. With that being said, Arval was the perfect final character. Arval is really strong and has really unique abilities. So with that being said, there is only one name that I can come up with for a build in this situation. Arval, the end? Granted, the thumbnail is a little clickbaity, I couldn't resist. Our class of choice is going to be the Dark Knight. It's a fitting class for Arval, and although some people may be upset I'm not running Mortal Savant or Gremory, I think Arval makes a really strong Dark Knight, so give it a chance. Our weapon of choice is my favorite boost combat art / magic and boost critical level 3 lance combination. I'm sure you've seen that one coming. Our accessory is a good old mage staff, since expert wizardry is super strong on magic casters. Our battalion is going to be resist cavalry, but as usual feel free to use whichever you'd like. While our combat spells are going to be dark spikes and Luna. You could argue that Hades or Ragnarok would make a good spell here, and you're right. They would. If you want to spend the time learning them, feel free to replace whatever you want. I find Dark Spikes to be really good since most endgame units are on horseback, while Luna completely ignores enemy resistance, being the perfect spell to use against mages. Now our unique. Duality imbues our attacks with either light or dark. Activating it swaps it around. When we activate the ability, this triggers a devastating attack. But I think what's important here is knowing when to use each element. You want to use dark most of the time and only swap to light when you need to heal. The activation damage isn't as important as using the right imbuement at the right time. Agarthan Arcana inflicts a large amount of proportional damage to surrounding foes when we get hit by an enemy attack. This gives Arval some really unique abilities. Vigilant Gaze increases our damage by 50% when ordered to defend. Black Magic Plus increases the amount of damage our black magic spells do, while Dark Magic Plus does the same thing but for dark magic. And Sword Buster gives us a 95% damage boost against sword-wielding enemies. For our abilities, don't forget to watch till the end to see where I got each one. Lance Prowess gives us a 30% damage boost while wielding a lance. Darting Blow increases the amount that a successful attack fills the awakening gauge. Death Blow extends the amount of time that the stun gauge stays active. Boost Critical increases our critical hit chance. Pact greatly increases the warrior gauge fill rate, but also increases the damage the unit sustains. Aggression increases the warrior gauge fill rate when attacking foes with a status effect, and thanks to our darkness imbuement, this is always activated. Patience greatly increases damage to the stun gauge, while we attack an enemy that's readying an attack of their own. Soul heals us for each defeated enemy commander proportionate to our luck stat. Undaunted greatly increases our damage dealt to enemies but prevents the unit from guarding, which in my opinion is a really good trade-off. And finally, Domineer increases damage dealt to enemies on foot. Our main stat for this build is magic, while speed and dex are secondary. Arval has really good growth rates overall, being an endgame character. So to get the best bang for your buck, you want to level Arval 80 times as a Gremory and 40 times as a Trickster. This will give us a really good spread for the build. As for how this build plays, it's simple. Use Dark Spikes on horsebacked enemies and use Luna on everyone else. When you do run into an enemy that is a little more tanky to our attacks, throw a warrior special on them and call it a day. We gain warrior specials extremely quickly, so feel free to use them often. And save your awakening for final boss encounters, and that's pretty much it. Keep in mind that you will do a lot more damage with your spells if the dark element is applied to the enemies you're fighting. Finally, where did I get each ability? Lance Prowess is from Soldier, Cavalier, and Paladin. Darting Blow from Pegasus Knight, Death Blow from Brigand, Boost Critical from Warlock, Pact from Gremory, Aggression from Warlock, Patience from Trickster, Soul from Falcon Knight, Undaunted and Domineer from Wyvern Lord, Dark Spikes from Gremory, and Luna from Mage. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, consider dropping a like and subscribe for more.